What's good, everyone? Jets take off. Jets have arguably their toughest game of the entire year versus the Kansas City Chiefs and Taylor Swift and her fans, who are all going to be watching the game primetime Sunday night. Last time since 2012, I believe. So this is a pretty big and historic game for the Jets. I'll be real. I don't expect us to win this game at all. I really don't. But I do expect it to be competitive. I do not want to see a blowout at home. That can be unacceptable. This might be the last Zach Wilson start we see as Jets fans, because if it is bad, he might get benched. And, let's just hop into it. How can Zach Wilson finish the game fully? Number one, has to be a major coaching point. Know how to beat the blitz. That has been the number one problem, in my opinion, with Zach Wilson, is he cannot beat the blitz. He needs to either step into throws if he has a defender in his face, or get the ball out quick enough, know where his hot routes are before he can even get potentially sacked or hit. It has to be a major coaching point versus this Chiefs defense that is notorious for blitzing a ton under Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator. So Nathaniel Hackett and Zach Wilson, they better be ready for the blitz. I do not want to see Zach look like a deer in headlights. He needs to know the play calls. He needs to know where his hot reads are, or at least communicate with the tight ends or the wide receivers that, oh shoot, they're blitzing, run a little bit shorter, or just be aware. Because you see Aaron Rodgers, when he gets blitzed, he gets the ball like almost instantly, like almost as soon as the snap happens, and it's a completion. So I want to see stuff like that. Zach needs to be ready for it. Otherwise, he will probably get benched by the third quarter, and the Boo Birds are not going to be fun to deal with. Number two, attack down the field. It's about time we stop handicapping Zach Wilson to the short to intermediate side of the field. He's a really strong arm. Was that not the number one thing that people raved about when he was coming out of college, his arm strength? So why don't we take some shots, especially if the Chiefs are going to be blitzing, which they will be. That's a prime opportunity to really take a shot down the field to a guy like maybe Allen Lazard, who's known for winning contested catches. Or maybe Nathaniel Hackett could stop being so stubborn and put McCole Hardman in the game and maybe have a revenge game for McCole Hardman with a touchdown, because he is the fastest player on the Jets team, maybe with Xavier Gibson. So I'm sick of the excuses. Find a way to get him on the field. You have to take shots downfield so that the Chiefs can't just stack the box all game, because, their linebacker, Willie Gay, literally said that. He was like, this is a team that wants to run the football. The Chiefs know it. Everyone in the league knows we want to run the ball. So this sets up the opportunity to attack down the field when the box is loaded, or at least in the more intermediate side of the field. So I really want to see that part of the game plan. And if that happens, then that opens up the run. And then the play action pass could be so heavily utilized and effective against the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to see a lot of Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook in short yard situations, not long yard situations at all. Tight ends, let's get Jeremy Ruckert on the field. Come on now. Come on, coaches. But that's a whole other thing. Defensively for the Jets, though, I like how we stack up against the Chiefs, especially the defensive line. And I know they were underwhelming against the Patriots and against the Cowboys. This is the game to step it up. The Chiefs have a great interior offensive line, but their tackles are very suspect. Donovan Smith, he's more than prone to giving up pressure. And Jawad Taylor has struggled a little bit at right tackle too, so I'm expecting guys like Carl Lawson, if he plays a lot of snaps, which this would be the time to see if he's even worth keeping on the team anymore. And also, like Jermaine Johnson, he's been lacking a little bit. You want to see our pass rushers win against the tackles. It has to happen. We need to get pressure on Mahomes, because if he can sit in the pocket, I don't care how talented our secondary is, Mahomes is the best quarterback. He will find ways to dissect us no matter what. So we got to get Mahomes on the ground, and that obviously means containing him as well. He likes to run around more than people think, and he will take the free yards if they're in front of him. If it's man coverage and the Chiefs are running it all deep, Mahomes will take that free space and it'll burn the Jets. So we need to play contain. Don't let Mahomes beat us with his legs, but especially get pressure. If we don't get pressure, the game's already lost. In the defense, they will break, because they've bended, but they haven't broke. They will break against the Chiefs and Andy Reid. They are geniuses offensively. So getting pressure is essential to even be competitive in this game. And with this defense that was talking so much at the start of the year, come on now. Let's get some pressure against some weak tackles that the Chiefs have. It has to happen. And if that can happen, maybe Mahomes will make a careless mistake. Who knows? But that's about really all I have Listen, I'll be honest. I'm not expecting a win. I want it to at least be close, though. I really don't want this to be the last Zach Wilson game necessarily. I feel bad for the kid. I really do. I loved him coming out of the draft, and it sucks. If the Boo Birds go down at MetLife Stadium to end his Jets career, that would be a shame. I would feel so bad for him because not only are just NFL fans watching, Taylor Swift fans are watching too. So there's a ton of pressure on this Jets team, and if we lose this game, which we probably will, but if we can keep it competitive, maybe lose by like 10 points at worst case, then you know what? Maybe the locker room will not break like Rich Cimini reported. It very well could happen. So let me know, Jets fans, what do you want to see from this game against the Chiefs? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.